Welcome to Raider Talks. I am your host, Art Navarrete, here alongside Nick Ibarra. And before we get started, hit that subscribe button down below for Raider content all season long. Today, we're going to predict the wins and losses for the rest of the Raider schedule and then predict an overall record at the end of the year. First, Nick, let's do a little rundown of the first 5 Raiders football games.
We didn't get off to the start that we thought we were going to, like we hoped. We had the ball. We could have won easily these last 5 games. We had the ball late in all 5 of these games with a chance to win it, exception for the Tennessee one for a chance to tie it, and couldn't come through. And I'm talking about all of our losses because, that Denver one, we had the game in our hands most of the time and ended up winning by 2 possessions. But these 4 losses, it was in our own hands, and we didn't take advantage of it. Carr got hurried on that last play against the Chargers. No time to throw. I know he had, a whole bunch of picks and a lot of turnovers. Cardinal one, Renfro fumbled. Shouldn't even came down to that, to be honest with you. Just a late thing collapse. And, Tennessee gave a whole bunch of points. Kansas City, I don't even want to get into that one. that was still a little heartbroken. But, you didn't get off to the start that you thought you were going to do. Our roster says we are a better team than what our record says. I know we are. And we come into these last 12 games, ready, pumped. I hope we regrouped and we're ready to play some good football. And, I'm looking at our schedule right now, and it's, if we're going to make a run at this thing, and if we're going to be where we want to be, we've got the schedule to do it. Let's go do it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, there's a Raiders team that is 1-4, but can have any record that you can have.
Yeah.
You can be, 3-2. 2-3, 4-1, maybe potentially 5-0, but we end up here at the bye week at 1-4, and that's tough. But the easier part of our schedule happens right here in this middle year, and it's how we bounce back.
Yeah.
We're 1-4. It was tough, tough breaks. We have a really good offense. I think we have a pretty solid defense that's showing glimpses of being really good. So let's see how they put it together after the bye week. Now let's head into these football games coming up. We're going to predict all the games, kind of give a little rundown of each game, just a little one, not anything too crazy. And then obviously the record will show for itself. We're going to do the same. We're going to have the same record.
Yeah.
So we're going to agree or disagree on each game. So week 7, Raiders Texans. That's a win.
Yeah,
that's a win. That should be a win.
Yeah,
right?
they're 1-3-1, I believe. Very young team. I know defense is bottom of the league. I know we're close to them, but they're really bottom of the league. Had a impressive win against the Jags. That one at home, you should be able to take care of business, and I think we do.
Yeah, that should be a win. Raiders Texans, that puts us at 2-4. And now let's head over to New Orleans, where I think this is going to be probably the toughest game in this 5-game stretch after the bye. You're in Mercedes Superdome. Yeah. You're in New Orleans, hostile crowd, a Saints team that's, always very scrappy. How do you feel about that one?
That one, their quarterback situation is still not figured out. I know they got some problems. They're injured and whatever, and that offense just looks sync at one times and in sync the others. Is it going to be Jameis that we're going to be facing, or is it going to be Andy Dalton? I think no matter what, just like you said, we're in that Superdome. It's going to be loud. Their fans are rowdy, and but I think this 6-game stretch, we said that we're going to be having a winning record going into December, and we're going to win 2 in a row.
Yeah, New Orleans, I think we're going to get the win. I think it's going to have to be a gritty win and a tough win for us to get out of there alive. Yeah. And I think if we get out of there alive, I think it's the Raiders football is going to be looking bright for the rest of the games. So now we have them at 3-4 on the year. Now let's go over. We're going to be playing in Jacksonville, in Florida. Weather should be good there. You never know. Sometimes it rains and stuff like that. But Jaguar team that isn't that good. They look kind of good early in the year, but kind of really declined. So I think the Raiders should get this win.
Yeah, they're very inconsistent. Looked really good at times. And then, I think just like last week, I look at them versus the Colts. They were up big, and then I leave for an hour, come back checking on my phone. They lost. So very inconsistent. I seriously think on paper we're better than them. I know we go to them, but I I think we get it done too.
Yeah, I think if we beat the Texans, Saints, and Jaguars, I think everyone's feeling like the Raiders are back at 500, kind of a clean slate, and you kind of forget what happened before the bye week. At 4-4, if we can get those 3 games, and then we go to Las Vegas against the Colts. If we're playing the Colts in Indianapolis, I would say this is going to be a tough game to win. Colts can beat anybody. They can beat anybody any given day. They beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So going to be a tough one, but we're in Las Vegas. Need that one, and I like our advantage in Vegas against the Colts.
We're going to need this one just for a number of reasons. I think right now, as we speak, they have a wild card spot, a playoff spot, and they're playing some really good football. They beat the Chiefs. They're coming back, and that team's rejuvenated a little bit and is getting some wins. I think they're 3-2-1. You said the Saints one is the one that kind of scares you the most out of these 6. I think it's this Colts one, and but also we're at home. I know people have beaten us, we've lost at home already, but I think for the rest of the season, I don't think we're going to be beat at home, to be honest with you. And, I think we get it done there also.
Raiders 5-4 if we're correct here. Then we'll go over. Raiders going to be playing in Denver, and I like this game. We already beat them in Vegas. No pressure, heading to Mile High. Struggling Broncos team that does not have a good offense, and it's not going to get better. It doesn't look like it's going to get better. And then you got the defense, who is a really good defense, but Derek Carr always plays good against the Broncos.
Yeah.
Great defenses or whatever, and we had a good game against their defense this year already early in the year, so I feel comfortable with that one. I feel comfortable with us getting that win. I think we will get that win and go 6-4.
We sweep the Broncos. Their defense is going to carry them, but it's going to carry them to some extent. What DC and this offense did to Denver, no one else has done. For games before us, games after us. Herbert didn't even. I know DC didn't, but Herbert didn't even really do anything in that game.
No.
No touchdown passes, no anything. And it was just a really sloppy game when with us, we had our running game going. DC made some passes. DC and Devontae looked good that game. I think the same thing happens. I think their offense scores maybe a little bit more points than they have against other teams against us. But I think our offense dominates a little bit. And I'm not scared of their defense at all. We sweep them.
Yeah. So we think we're at 6-4 right now?
Yeah.
We both agree at 6-4 right now. All right. People are going to say we're delusional. I get it. We're 1-4. I get it. But we're looking at the bright side. We're looking at these teams that are very winnable games.
Yeah.
We play the Chiefs tough. We're getting better and better each week. We think we're going to be 6-4.
And you know what? And no matter what, before we get into this last one, because this is the last one of the 6 that we had scheduled in April, May, that we looked, hey, let's survive this gauntlet. And then after this, we go on a 6-game stretch where it gets a little bit easier, no matter what our record is. And I think that's why we said it. This one and these 5 games, we just wanted 2 wins. I mean, I know we only got 1, but hey, if you go 2-3, you're a learning team. You're gonna boom after the bye. You're gonna regroup. Unfortunately, we only got 1. It was a good divisional game. Now you come into this 6. And and I'll kick off the Seattle one if you don't mind.
Yeah, kick it off.
They're inconsistent too. It's not we're away, but it's not that 10 o'clock game that everybody says the Raiders can't play. East Coast 1 o'clock, West Coast 10 o'clock game. It's in Seattle, and they're very inconsistent too. And I've said it, from the Denver game. I said it, last week, and I even said it when we lost against the Chiefs, that come December, and this is the last game of November, the Seattle game, we will be 7-4. We will have a winning record, and I honestly do think going into December we will have a playoff spot.
Yeah, I think we will too. I think we get this win against Seattle, 7-4. Seattle, 12th man. We're in Seattle. It's always a tough game in there. Little hostile crowd, but I think we'll pull that one off. Seahawks not really a good football team this year. Very inconsistent, like you said. 7-4. Now let's head on to the last 6 games of the season. We think we're going to be 7-4. Man, that's bold. That's bold. We're the Raiders show, though, so we're going to say.
I mean, everybody
like
called us crazy when we said Devontae was coming, and Devontae came.
Yeah, 7-4. We said the Broncos were going to suck, and they do suck. The only thing we didn't say was the Raiders are going to suck, and they suck right now. But that's whatever. That's fine. We think the Raiders are a really good football team. That's why we're predicting these like this. 7-4. So now we go to Las Vegas for a huge matchup. Raiders versus Chargers. I'll kick this one off. I think we're going to get that win. We always tend to beat them in Las Vegas, and we just can't lose that one in Las Vegas. That's just the one where you just can't lose. Yeah. So that's why I think we're going to get the win.
And, you know, and I also think out of these next 6 games, I don't know the Chargers or the Chiefs schedule, but they're going to lose 1 or 2 in these next 6 weeks. They're going to lose 1 or 2. And, you know, this is going to be a really good one because now you can start looking at, hey, it's December. You can possibly, the seeding wise, knock them out, knock them down. We go up. You know, we're still, as of right now, we're playing from behind. They're 4-2. Yeah, we need this one, and I think at home against the Chargers, we do it. You know, we were a couple plays away from beating them, even though we had a really, really off day. And I think once we have a great day, you know, they're not unbeatable. They're not unstoppable. And I think we get it done in Vegas.
So we beat the Chargers, and we're rolling now. I mean, we're absolutely rolling. We're 8-4. People are loving what they're seeing from the Las Vegas Raiders. Now we go for a big Thursday night game against the LA Rams, a game that you will be attending. So, you know, the Raiders are going to win this game because you're going to be there. That's why the Raiders are going to win this one. No, I just like this matchup. Rams have not been playing good all year long. We don't know what they're going to be like at week 14, but I do like our chances. We're not going to lose twice in SoFi Stadium with a Raider crowd.
And
I think
another
we're going to be
9-4.
9-4.
Another home game. It's in LA. You know, they are 2-4, 3-2, something around there.
We're rolling right now. Yeah, we're 8-4 right now.
You know, they got off to a slow start in the season and in games, and I think we get rolling. We're on a big win streak. We can really just roll all over.
I think we can beat them.
They're not unstoppable, and you know, and I know that this is something way off topic. They're not a threat in the NFC. They're really not. They had their 1 year. They won the Super Bowl. I mean, I know anything can happen. They just don't look like a threat. You know, I'm going to be there. Hope we do it. Excited for it. And I think we do it. I think we beat 2 LA teams back-to-back on a short week.
So what are we, 9-4 now? 10-4?
7, 8, 9. 9-4.
9-4. We're 9-4 now. And we're going for a Sunday night game in Las Vegas versus the Patriots. I think this one scares me a little bit, Nick. This one does scare me a little bit.
And you kind of look at it, Bill Belichick's always had DC's number. You know, I don't want to look at that preseason game of, hey, our first team or you know, kind of half first team, really second team, shut down their first team. I don't want to look at that. That's just preseason. I know we dominated them in the scrimmages or whatever. This is a real thing. It's going to be Mac Jones versus DC. And, yeah.
What do you think about this one? Oh, Mac Jones might not be playing in this game.
Oh, because, yeah, he might still be hurt. I mean, I know his ankle,
no, not him being hurt. The other quarterback, I forgot his name. He's playing good.
Zappe.
He's playing really good football right now, and they might exchange those guys. You never know. But
I like us at home. Sunday night, it's our first.
I like us at home, but, you know, it's NFL. We're going to get a loss here and there, right? But I don't know. I think we're in Vegas. Let's roll the dice. Let's give us the win. 10-5? 10-4.
10-4. We are rolling, and I just think this is our first and only.
So we're on a 9-game win streak. Is what you're
yes,
saying.
This is our first and only prime time in Vegas, which is really weird. I think at least 2 or 3 games should be in prime time in Vegas. Vegas always looks beautiful under in the night over the lights, but
So we're 10-4.
I think.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we're 10-4.
We're 10-4, and we're absolutely rolling. Is that what you're saying? And we got 3 games left. 3 games left. We're 10-4. We're rolling. Man, we're on a 9-game win streak right now.
Yeah.
We're going to Pittsburgh
on Christmas Eve.
And you know why I like this one? Because no matter how good the Steelers are, the Raiders always find a way to beat them. In these years we've been, even the Raiders been bad.
And you know what, Raiders, Steelers, and I you know, I know it's the North and we're the West, but it seems like it's always like a division game because our division games are always so close. And you know, this is just, it's always so close. I don't care if they're, getting ready to go in the playoffs, and we're not like we did that one year or whatever. We always find a way to make it close, and we always find a way to make it to win. And we've owned Roethlisberger, through the years, and now it's going to either be Pickett, Rudolph, or Trubisky. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's still quite a ways away, so I don't even know. But primetime Christmas Eve, I say we get it done, and then we come back home for Vegas for these final two.
And we're 11-4.
Do we have a playoff spot at 11? At 11,
we have a playoff spot right now. We might have the West.
So all this worrying right here is for
that. We might have the West. 11-4, heading to the last couple.
And before we get into these two, if this does happen, we're 11-4. Chiefs have to be losing at least 2 games from now to the last 2 games of the season. Chargers, I mean, if we're going to give us the win against them, they're going to still have to lose 1 or 2 by then. So that division is still way up for grabs.
Yeah, it's up for grabs.
If this happens. I mean, if we sit there and lose 2 or 3 more, then probably not. But if we are correctly predicting it, then this division is still up for grabs, and these last 2 games really mean something, even though we might have a spot locked up.
So we're 11-4 right now.
Yes.
We're 11-4. We're playing against the Niners in Vegas. How are we feeling about this one?
This one, it gives me Denver vibes a little bit. And, I know things can kind of click and change. We're still 2-3 months away, but, they're defensively carried. This is the number 1 defense in the league, but their offense can't score. And, we saw that against the Falcons, and, they ran all over them with Mariota. And I think if Jacobs and them have a day, we don't need DC to throw for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. We need him to be just like he did in that Denver game. Be a manager, make some big throws, give it to Devontae, but let Jacobs run. It sounds like we're doing a pregame for that thing already. But let Jacobs run all over these guys. And, it's going to be New Year's. Vegas is going to be jumping. Legion Stadium's going to be jumping. I think we get the win.
Man, this is.
But that's the one that really I think can be what if because of that defense and because we don't play them.
You know
often.
What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say this will be a dominant Niner crowd in Vegas. I'm gonna hate to say that it's gonna be a dominant Niner crowd. I hate to say what I'm about to say, Nick. I hate to say it. I think we got to get a loss somewhere in here. Maybe I'll say we lose to the Patriots or something. But I guess we're here now. Already gave us the win. I think we lose to the Niners in a battle of a game, and I think we're 11-5, or 11-5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sets up the Raiders 11-5, the Chiefs 11-5. Winner wins the West. What do you think about that one? Raiders 11-5, Chiefs 11-5.
I think no matter what happens, I think that Sunday game, or I think it could be a Saturday or Sunday. I think it's going to be the same outcome as last year. Except
both teams are going
to be in playoffs. It's going to be a Sunday night game. Winner has
home field advantage.
We would be what? The winner would be what? 12-5?
Yes.
Winner has second seed. Loser drops down to 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a Sunday night, Carr versus Mahomes. We got our hearts broken against these guys one time.
So what do you think? Do you agree with me? I'm not saying we're losing to the Niners for sure, but I think somehow somehow we're going to end up at 11-5, and somehow the Chiefs. I know this is going back on what I've been saying, but I think somehow we're going to end up at 11-5. I feel like some way the Chiefs are going to end up at 11-5 or 12-3.
Yeah.
And then this game is for the West.
Yeah. And that Niner game, I look at them now. A lot of things can change. Pittsburgh can go on a run. Patriots can go on a run. Niners can go on an unbelievable run. Their offense picks up, and all of a sudden they're a force to be reckoned with. I just think it kind of flip-flops. Last time we did play the Niners, we got our butts whooped. And, I just saw, Falcons kind of run all over them and everything. I like us in that game, but just like you said, I think no matter what, and we could be wrong and one of these games are right, all eyes are on that on week 18.
Let's just say this. Well, let's say this. Let's say we beat the Niners. We're 12-4. But I think the Chiefs are going to be 12-4 also. I think no matter what happens, this game's going to be for the West. This Week 18 matchup.
No, I think
it's going to
so
be for
too.
the West. You know what? Let's just say it 12-4. Everyone's saying we're crazy right now. Whatever. 12-4 Raiders. 12-4 Chiefs.
But do you like that winner's probably second seed?
Yes.
Losers 5 or 6.
Winner second seed. Losers 5 or 6.
Well, at 11 or 12 wins, shit, it might be 5.
Yeah, and I think no matter whatever the record is, I don't know what the record's going to be, but I think the Raiders are beating the Chiefs in that last game to get a home field advantage in the playoffs and get a home game in Allegiant Stadium, and Raider Nation's going to be going crazy.
We were there last week 18. And the way Raider Nation showed up, the way it was loud, the way it was jumping, it felt like a playoff game. And I was pumped. I was excited. We did it. This one's going to be the exact same thing, and we're going to go after our first division title in I don't know how long. And I think we do it again. Confetti rolling, shout playing, celebration playing. We're going to do it.
Man, you just gave me the chills right now. Wow. I mean, we're talking crazy here a little bit, but I do believe what I'm saying. I truly believe what I'm saying. And I believe the Raiders can be successful. I believe the Raiders can be a 12-5 team or 11-6 football team. I believe what I'm saying.
I don't want to look, these next 12 games, I don't want to look back and be one game shy of playoffs, one game shy of the division, and look back at
the Cardinal game.
and look back at what if we didn't have a collapse in the Cardinal game? What if we kicked the PAT in Kansas City? Or what if we just ran the ball with Jacobs in 4th and 1 and kept on going and kicked the field goal and won? I don't want that what if this year. I want to sit there and dominate these next 12 games, play to our best, and sit there and go make a run after this division. This division's not over. I know we're 1-4. I know we're not playing some good football, but we're not, like we said on the last video, we're not that bad.
We've shown flashes.
And we've shown flashes. Our point differential is -14. That's not bad. And, Pittsburgh's differential is crazy right now, and they got blown out by like 33-35 the other day.
Yeah.
So it's
our losses. -14 are losses.
Yeah, well, together.
Or no, it's in our losses.
It's in our losses.
Yeah, differential 14 are losses. It's less in our whole schedule.
See, that's even a little bit better
because we beat the Broncos pretty good.
I kind of looked. We got a top 10 offense. Everything's kind of clicking. DC's starting to play some good football. Jacobs is going crazy. He's already had his bye, and he's still a top 3 rusher by a good little margin.
Yep.
Hopefully everything goes well with Devontae. They don't find, or they'll probably fine him, but they don't suspend him. They don't do anything. We get him for the rest of the year. This is going to be good.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not us?
Why not us? You heard DC and Devontae today.
This is a big year for the Raiders. This is like we made the playoffs last year. We have the pieces. We have we think is a good coach. Yeah. I think the ultimate goal by Mark Davis is to make the Super Bowl in Allegiant Stadium next year. But why not this year? Yeah. Why not flip the script a little bit, especially after a Raider start? It is a Raider start. We're 1-4. I get it. We're 1-4. It is a Raider start, but let's change things a little bit. This is Vegas. We've gotten better and better every season. Why not get better this season off of last season and be a team that's either 11 and 6 or 12-5? I think we've gotten better every year. I think we're going to get better again this year. I think we're going to find a way to either be 11-5 or 11-6 or 12-5. I think we're going to find a way. I think this Raider team is better than the teams in the past, and I think they're going to find a way, and I truly believe it. Yeah,
I honestly think so too. It starts with these 6 games. It looks doable. It looks reasonable, doable. And just like we kind of read that ESPN FPI has his favorite in every game except for the Kansas City game, and we're not basing our things off of that, but I think this roster's too talented, and these expectations are way too high for us to sit here and fold and give up on these Raiders after a 1-4 start. Everything's a little bit easier. I heard Carr and Devontae today. They're refreshed. They're regrouped. Them coming to Fresno and just relaxing for a week in their homes and everything. Felt good. They're ready back at practice today. I know we got Moreau back at practice today. Waller's kind of still out, but they said that he might be a good go Sunday. And let's go do this thing. We're ready, and expectations are still there. Start Sunday with Houston.
You heard it here first. 11-6 or 12-5. We lose some games early on. Come back to our channel. Go to our comments and talk crap if you want to. Talk crap. I'm gonna own this one. We're gonna own what we said, and we believe it. We truly do. If they don't happen to do it, that sucks. But I believe we're gonna be a successful football team no matter what. We'll see you guys next time, and go Raiders.
Go Raiders.